Welcome to the battle of the brothers. We have Tortuga LITE 40-liter backpack and the Tortuga Pro 40-liter backpack. Now here we're going head to head to see which one is the best backpack for you and for your travel. Now these are two awesome backpacks and they have a lot of similarities, but we wouldn't have a video if there weren't differences. So let's talk about some of the main differences in these backpacks. To know which of these backpacks is the absolute best, I want to put it through 3 tests. First, the waterproofing test. Second, the capacity test. And third, the comfort test. When you're traveling, really the most important things are comfort and capacity. And that extra bonus for me is that waterproof ability to see how far I can go with this backpack and under what conditions is it going to protect my things and my items. Now, before we get to those tests, let's talk about some of the clear-cut differences in these backpacks. First of which is the price. The Tortuga Pro comes in at $350 while the Tortuga LITE comes in at $250. So that's a $100 difference right off the bat. Next up, weight. They are 2 different weight classes. The Tortuga Pro weighs in at 4.5 pounds, while the Tortuga LITE weighs in at 3.5 pounds. So there's a 1 pound difference. And when it comes to backpacking, traveling, a pound makes a big difference, especially when there's certain airlines that will weigh your carry-ons. So every pound matters. Before we get too far into the video, I want you guys to comment right now which of these bags you think is going to be the better bag overall. Comment down below. I will see how your judgments end up with mine at the end of the video. Throughout the rest of the video, I will refer to the Pro versus the LITE. We already know they're both Tortuga, they're both 40 liters. There's a lot that's the same. We're just comparing the Pro and the LITE. Now the next clear difference, one of the first things I realized was these are not the same material, which is one of the things I fell in love with the Pro. In order to know if I'm in love with this fabric and material as well, we're gonna have to put it through the ringer a little bit. So here we have the side-by-side comparison. We have the LITE, we have the Pro, and you can tell that the material is very different material. This one feels more like a nylon canvas, whereas this definitely feels like waterproof sailcloth. Another difference right here is the reinforced zippers. Now, these zippers have reinforcement with standard cloth, whereas this reinforcement is with a rubber waterproof seal. So the LITE is more lightweight, and with that comes a lot of reduction of material. So the material itself is lighter weight, the cloth is lighter weight, but that also means some sacrifice of some of the luxuries that the Pro offers. The first example of reduced material is found in the padding. Now the padding on this, if I never compared this to the Pro, I would think this is incredible padding. This is super thick, super soft, and it's very well designed. It includes hip straps, it includes all the things. However, I started with the Pro, and let me just show you the difference in the padding here. It's almost twice as thick. Let's hold them side by side. You able to see that difference? That is an extremely thick padding on the Pro, extremely good padding on the LITE, but if we're comparing the two, it's definitely less. Another reduction is in the hip strap. The hip strap is smaller, however, I have not noticed that this decreases the comfort by any means. We'll do a test at full capacity later on to see if the comfort of this bag is less than that of its older brother, the Pro. The padding is a lot smaller, even on these hip straps, and it doesn't utilize the same pocket materials that we know and love from the Tortuga Pro. And honestly, overall, it has less pockets, including only 1 water bottle pocket versus the 2 water bottle pockets on the Tortuga Pro, on 1 on each side. It also has 1 extra accessory pocket on the Pro versus the LITE. Now, more isn't always better. Oftentimes when traveling, less is more. I'm excited to see how much capacity this backpack has compared to this one, because oftentimes when there's more pockets, it means less carrying capacity. And I honestly think I would be able to fit more in a backpack with less pockets. So we'll put that to the test later on just to see which one does better with the carrying capacity. Here's that big main compartment on the Pro, as well as its accessory pocket right in front, which holds a lot more space as well. Whereas with the Tortuga LITE, It has a huge one sole compartment that opens up clamshell just the same. Huge compartment for your clothing and your items. Now if we move to the back, the laptop sleeve is different as well. On the LITE, there is still a laptop sleeve, it's still fleece lined. And I love that it doesn't go all the way to the ground, so if I dropped my backpack, my laptop would not be smashing the ground because it only stops to about right here. My arm goes about that deep, not all the way to the bottom, which is great. But there is only one sleeve available for just one laptop or tablet. It holds up to like a 16-inch laptop, which is great. Now if we move back over to the Pro, the laptop sleeve is pretty advanced. It has a mesh pocket for accessories, and then it has two fleece-lined sleeves for a 12-inch tablet or a 16-inch laptop. LITE versus Pro. Last thing that's worth mentioning in differences between these two backpacks, between the two brothers, the older versus the younger, is a height adjustable back. Now, this is something that is a really cool feature from the Tortuga Pro. I love that this is adjustable for all sizes. You can make it really small, you can make it really big. It's set to my height right now and it's insanely comfortable. Moving over to the Tortuga LITE, that is one of the luxuries that is very heavy on this backpack that was cut out, and it is not height adjustable. One feature that is the same between the two is the straps are detachable. They can stow away, making this bag really compact, which is cool. So just to briefly recap some of the differences between the Tortuga LITE versus the Tortuga Pro, it is $100 cheaper, it's 1 pound lighter, it has reduced materials, reduced pockets specifically, and reduced padding size. Whether it's reduced comfort or not, I don't know yet. We'll have to see. Different canvas material, whether it's equally waterproof or not, we'll have to see. And the carrying capacity is going to be different in this backpack. Although they're both 40 liters, this has a huge main compartment, and that space isn't divided between two separate pockets. So some of the space is utilized in this bag by the pockets themselves. Reducing those pockets simplifies the bag and makes it have, in theory, more space to utilize. That leaves us with the 3 tests to do, and we gotta find out how waterproof is this backpack, what's its carrying capacity compared to its older brother, the Tortuga 40 liter Pro, and how comfortable is it? Without further ado, let's see how waterproof this thing is.
Here I am putting a little bit of paper in each of the pockets, including the laptop sleeve, the main compartment, and the accessories pockets. That was the LITE, and here's the Pro. Hopefully these papers act as indicators to show how much water gets in through the seams and through the zippers on each of these bags.
We got the Pro, we got the LITE, and we're gonna put them under water.
A few hours later.
Honestly, I'm pretty impressed initially, just based off of how this is running off the material. It's more waterproof than I thought it was going to be. Now let's see how the seams do, how resistant they are to water.
Starting with the LITE.
Okay, so water definitely got into this back compartment where your laptop would be. Now, we weren't under the water for too long, but it was a pretty intense rainfall simulation. Okay, let's open up some of these other pockets. Start with the front. Yeah, there's definitely water in there. You can see the puddle. Definitely a puddle in there. How do we do on the side? Dry, baby. Okay. Well, if I need anything important, I'm probably going to keep it in this pocket right here. Looks dry to me. Oh, except this is a little bit damp. So, not totally sure where the water came in from. Oh yeah, you can see some water down here at the bottom. Not totally sure where the water came from, but water did indeed get in through this bag. All right, so that is the LITE. Now the Pro, starting with this front one. Oh, let's go. That is a dry piece of paper. The second main compartment. Put this up by the edge right here, just to see if water would get in through there, and absolutely nothing. Again, we have another completely dry piece of paper. Oh, I forgot to put a paper towel in here, but it is dry. There was visible watermarks on the laptop sleeve of the LITE, but there are no visible watermarks on the Pro. And as well, to the touch, with dry hands, nothing feels wet in here. All right, I'm really impressed with these zippers. Lastly, the main body compartment. No moisture whatsoever. No moisture around the inside of the bag. Everything feels dry. Here's the paper from the LITE. All wet, crumpled, soaked, and here's the paper from the Pro. Completely dry, untouched by any of the water.
As far as ratings go, the Pro I'm going to give 10 out of 10, and the LITE I'm going to give 5 out of 10. Now let's do a capacity test to see how much we can stuff in both of these bags.
So here I've got 6 pairs of clothes. I'm just gonna throw in here. Okay, so that's 6 pairs of clothes right there.
So here I have my clunky toiletries, 6 pairs of clothes, and underwear.
Starting with the LITE. Again, it still has the clamshell opening, similar to like a suitcase. I'm just gonna start chucking all these clothes in here. Got swimsuits. I got 6 pairs of clothes, which honestly should last me a week and a half. Toiletries, all those things seem to fit really easily. Okay. Yeah, we could definitely fit more in there. How much though, that's the question. I could probably fit a pair of shoes in here. I'm gonna put this one over here. Toiletries fit up here with room to spare. I could put some electronics there. Okay, that's nice. Honestly, I don't know why I would need much more space than this. We'll just let this all represent my camera gear. Plenty of space for that. Could fit another pair of sweats. And another hoodie probably. And that will help protect the camera gear a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna go grab a pair of shoes because that could totally fit right there. Yeah, look at all that space that's unused. Okay, let me show you from this angle. Okay, so we have all this. It comes right down to the zipper basically. And then we have this entire pocket right here of unused space. And it stretches out this way too, so we could really fill that up if we wanted to. I got my shoes. They're a little bit dirty, so I'm probably gonna want to shove them in a bag before I stick them in here. Look how massive they are. And then I've got a little tablet that I'm gonna put in my laptop sleeve. I like to keep my shoes separate from the rest of my clothes and luggage and backpack. Now, if I was really trying to maximize space, I would also stuff things into these shoes. I don't think I'm going to need to today. But oh, I could even fit some slippers in there if I wanted. Okay, that fits like a glove. Now let's shut this up. Make sure that you can see it happen. So you can see how easily this goes. Like, this is not me maximizing the space by any means, but this is plenty for 1 to 2 weeks. And then of course we have space here for small items, and that comes down to about right here. Keys and a wallet I'll stick right here. other things that I might need to access easily. Headphones, other things right there. Now we have this little sneaky pocket over here. This is a good place for travel documents. It's flat space. It goes all the way across and down to about right here. Up to here, down to here. Great for passports, great for documents, great for other things that you might need. Super sleek design, super low profile. I love the simplicity because I can really put a lot of things in here without having to get too creative. You just kind of put it where there's space. I almost forgot. Laptop in the sleeve right here. Again, a good thing about that is the laptop sleeve doesn't go all the way to the bottom. So if I drop this on the airport floor, I don't have to worry about my electronics smashing against the ground. Now let's see how this contrasts with the Tortuga Pro. Pro, Lite. I'm taking everything out of the Lite. Okay, now we got the Pro. Again, it opens up nice. So let's see how it compares when we pack all the same things we had in the Lite versus in the Pro. Got weeks worth of clothing, got underwears, sweatpants. Let's just shove the camera gear in as well. Check. Put our shoes down here, and our toilet shoes up here. Packs it really nicely. We also ended up putting our electronics right here. Okay, there's still plenty of space up in here. Like, we only utilize maybe half of the space on this side, which... It's a lot of space. Okay, we haven't even touched this pocket, but honestly, a lot of the space is already used up. I'm not going to want to shove a lot of things down there because it's going to be hard to get it out anyways. If I have some smaller items, sunnies, sunglasses, reading glasses, other things like that, I would want to put those here. I think that's a good spot for those. Compartments for pens and other things. Depends on your style of business. If I had a journal and a pens and stuff that I was bringing with me, I would love to put those here. That is something that I kind of wish I had the option for on the other one. Although there's not specific pockets for the pens for the journal, it's still a great backpack that I could find ways to find places for those, even if there's not something specifically designed for it. Great thing is you still have this little leash and mini pocket for your keys, for your wallet, for things that you might need quickly. And you want to know where they're at rather than digging all the way down into your backpack to find them. You have this side pocket as well. The tablet. Now you don't have to use these pockets that are provided. I just figure I would use them anyway since they're there. It is a little bit more of a challenge to get your tablet or laptop in depending on what the material is. Mine has a little bit of friction when I try to slide it into the fleece. Zip it up. One thing that's great to mention on both of these backpacks is that there is a lock loop on the zippers. So you can lock these things up, especially if you have your valuables in there or in here. All of the main compartments have them. This one, and this one. And on both backpacks they have that, which is cool. So the results of this test are as follows. Both of these backpacks surpassed my expectations, and I'm going to have to rate them both 10 out of 10. They tied for first place because they both have incredible capacity for such a compact backpack. It's time we figure out which one's more comfortable. So here I am taking both of these backpacks out for a test spin, checking the straps, checking the comfort, making sure everything's fitted perfectly to me, and then walking around, jumping around, messing around a little bit. I'll give you the ratings on these backpacks for comfort and the final judgments, but before that I wanted to give you guys a thanks. Honestly, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Each one of you subscribers has been such a blessing in my life because I really like making videos. It's been something that I've been passionate about for like the past 10 years. And so the opportunity to be doing this and creating a career out of it is really fulfilling and fun for me. So it's only possible because of you guys, and I appreciate every single one of you. So thanks for being here. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. You're helping me on this journey. I appreciate you all.
All right, let's continue on to those final judgments.
As far as the final judgments go, according to our tests, the waterproof ability, the Tortuga Pro was outstanding. I gave it 10 out of 10. It did its job really well. Whereas the Tortuga Lite, I give 5 out of 10. It was very average. It's not marketed as waterproof, and for a reason. Now, as far as capacity goes, they both were outstanding. I found it a little bit easier to zip up the Tortuga Lite than it was to zip up the Pro. I'm not totally sure why that is. It kind of seems like this main compartment it feels bigger or deeper or whatever it is than it does on the Pro. However, on the other hand, I did like that the Pro has a little place for glasses, for pens, notebooks, journals, specific compartments for that, which is kind of convenient depending on the type of traveler that you are. And it's not that there wasn't space in the Tortuga Lite. I just didn't even think about it until I opened up the Tortuga Pro. So they both rank really high on that. I'm going to give them both 10 out of 10 for capacity. They have amazing capacity for such a small, compact bag that doesn't seem bulky or feel bulky at all, which is super great and leads right into comfortability. Both of these backpacks scored outstanding comfortability ratings. I had my questions about the Tortuga Lite just because it had less padding and all that, but in reality, the reduced weight with the reduced padding makes it feel super comfortable, if not equally comfortable as the Tortuga Pro. Now, the one thing I did notice was I got sweatier when I was wearing the Tortuga Pro on my back versus the Tortuga Lite. Now, I think the reason for that is the enlarged hip paddings took up more space, and with that, I could see that creating a sweat spot on your hips. So overall, they're both highly comfortable. Really, even at max capacity, they don't feel like heavy backpacks. And Tortuga did an excellent job with both of that. Man, but just one difference. I love my hip pockets, man. Like, who doesn't love a good hip pocket? I love hip pockets. Overall, they're both excellent bags. Incredible bags, depending on your style of journeys. Personally, for my style of journeys, I'm going to stick with the Tortuga Pro. I love the waterproof. I love the hip straps. I love that it's height adjustable, so my wife could use it or I could use it even though we're different heights. And that enough for me is the selling point. Now, if you just want a really good travel bag that you can fit a lot of stuff in and that will be very extremely comfortable, very simple, this is the one for you at $100 cheaper and 1 pound lighter. I want to see what you guys think, just according to this review, which one's the better bag. Comment which one you think you would prefer more, the Tortuga Lite or the Tortuga Pro. Woo! Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe for more travel hacks, travel tips. I appreciate you all.